Welcome to my channel. What to travel?
After a flight from Sumatra, we touched down on Bali. We spent the first few days in Ubud, starting with a quick breakfast before heading out to explore. First stop, Pura Taman Saraswati, a temple dedicated to the goddess of wisdom, arts, and learning. Oh, and bonus points for the stunning lotus ponds that make you feel like you've stepped into a postcard. Right next door, we found Museum Puri Lukisan. This place is a must-see if you love art or even if you just like pretending to know about art, with traditional Balinese paintings, including impressive depictions of Garuda. It's a great way to dive into the island's culture. After soaking up some culture, it was time to soak up some sun. Our next stay had a pool, which, spoiler alert, became our best friend. But first, dinner at a rooftop restaurant in Ubud, delicious food, jungle views, and an early night because day 2 was packed. Day 2 kicked off with Tegalalang Rice Terraces because what's a trip to Bali without those iconic green landscapes? Wandering through the terraces was like walking through a painting. Just remember, comfy shoes are a must. Next stop, Pura Temple, famous for its holy spring water. People from all over the world come here for ritual purification. But heads up, it can get pretty crowded, which kind of takes away from the whole spiritual vibe. So we swapped the crowds for something a bit more peaceful. Gunung Kawi Temple. After conquering 350 steps, yes, we counted, we were rewarded with ancient shrines carved right into the rock, surrounded by lush greenery and the sound of flowing water. This 11th century temple complex, dedicated to Balinese royalty, felt like stepping into a hidden world, totally worth the late workout. After all that climbing, we needed to cool off. Tegenungan Waterfall. Nothing beats that refreshing splash after a day of exploring. The next morning, we hit the road towards Uluwatu. But first, a pit stop at GWK Cultural Park. This massive cultural park is dedicated to preserving Bali's heritage and is home to towering statues of Garuda and Vishnu, some of the tallest in the world. Walking among these giants feels surreal, and the panoramic views of Bali from the park are breathtaking. Plus, the cultural performances here are a great way to experience traditional Balinese art and dance, definitely a highlight of the trip. By sunset, we had made it to Uluwatu dinner with an ocean view and a sky painted in orange and pink. Let's just say, 10 tenths would recommend. The next morning, we visited Pura Luhur Uluwatu, another cliffside temple with jaw-dropping views. Pro tip: watch out for the monkeys. They may look cute, but they have got sticky fingers and zero shame. After all the sightseeing, we treated ourselves to some chill time in Sanur, beachside dinners, ocean breezes, and recharging for the next adventure, Gili Air. Now, getting to Gili Air, let's just say the boat ride is not for the faint of heart. Hello, shaky knees. But once we arrived, all was forgiven. Fun fact, Gili Air is actually part of Lombok, and you won't find any motorized vehicles here. Just bicycles, horse carts, and good vibes. The moment we stepped off the boat, we knew this place was special. Palm trees, white sand, and that laid-back island vibe. Paradise unlocked. We wrapped up the day with one of the best sunsets we've ever seen. Seriously, no filter needed. And because we clearly love early mornings, we woke up before sunrise the next day. Totally worth it for those golden colors lighting up. Since we were already up, why not dive into the next adventure? Literally. Snorkeling around Gili Air felt like swimming through a scene from The Little Mermaid. Crystal clear water, vibrant coral reefs, and schools of colorful fish everywhere. We even spotted several sea turtles gliding gracefully through the water and discovered underwater statues that made the experience even more magical. It's one of those moments where you just have to stop, float, and take it all in. Back to Bali we go. After some final shots of the harbor at Gili Air, we hopped on the boat and made our way back to the mainland. From there, we booked a GWK, Indonesia's version of Uber, to reach Canggu. This time, we stayed in Canggu at Sunny Villa, and yep, we felt like royalty. Pools and vacation vibes all day long. For our final temple visit, we couldn't miss Tanah Lot. Perched on a rock by the sea, this iconic temple offers stunning ocean views during the day. It's a sacred site, surrounded by legends of sea snakes guarding the temple from evil spirits, so watch your step. Just don't get caught by the tide, unless you fancy a surprise swim. Next up, lunch at Penny Lane, because exploring temples works up an appetite. With its stylish decor and delicious food, it's the perfect spot to refuel before one last beach day to soak up the sun. And that's a wrap. Thanks for joining us on this adventure. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. See you on the next trip.